what happened in Chile, it was so visible. Everybody remembers the attack on La Moneda. Everybody remembers the detainees in the National Stadium. And everybody remembers Pinochet with his black glasses and his military uniform. So for the first time, perhaps in front of everybody, you have the three elements. You have the standard for human rights, you have the victims, and you have the culprits. And you have a population, the world, that wanted to do something about. And the first thing that they did was solidarity. And that created focus of attention on Chile. Now, Amnesty International was present from day one. And in a matter of weeks, we had a delegation investigating the human rights violation in Chile. That was November 1973. And by 1974, we had the first full report on the situation in Chile with pictures. And they were in three leaflets in one file. You could get the stories and these pictures that are engraved in my memory, no? And that was the beginning of Amnesty International's campaigning that is going until now, because there are still things that Pinochet left that have not been resolved. So I went to Santiago with the Secretary General in 1978. At that time, there was restrictions of movement. There was the state of emergency or the curfew anyway. We made contact with the families of the disappeared. The disappearance is a crime that renovates itself every day, because if it's not found, the person continues to disappear. That means the interest and the government that felt that they was committing the perfect crime, because you don't have witnesses, you have no body to be found, there is denial. But they cannot disappear the family, they cannot disappear the friends, they cannot disappear Amnesty International. In the 80s, people started to go to the streets, but the response was really very intense. No, I was already, a researcher with a lot of campaigning ideas, so I went to document torture victims, torture testimonies, with two medical doctors that could carry out a proper assessment, because what we want to do is to prove that there was torture in Chile, not just the testimonies that I had published by dozens. So we need to have a clinical proof. It was important because in Chile, torture was not even the word accepted. There was just illegal pressure on detainees. Amnesty continued to work on the disappearances, and from time to time organizing big events. And one of the concepts in Mendoza, that is a city that is close to the border with Chile. Initially, we had been very good to organize that in Chile, but it was not possible. Pinochet was still there. And there was at that Sting, sang his famous song about the disappear, and he danced with the mothers, no? And it was a moment that probably nobody will ever forget. Porque estar aquí bailando solas, porque a tristeza en sus miradas hay soldados también, no su dolor, porque desprecian. When Pinochet came to Europe, and it's when they say Pinochet has been arrested in the London clinic around 11 o'clock p.m. and so on. So the following day, we started to see what we could do in order to hold him first, and secondly, perhaps to extradite him to Spain. Then the full amnesty machinery started to work, campaigning in the streets and all over the world. They started to say, well, we want Pinochet to get put in trial. It was not enough with 3 demonstrations. We had to go to court, and for the first time we could give information. Our legal team produced the case whereby he is guilty or probably guilty of crimes against humanity. He could not have any kind of immunity. It was great. Imagine a person from who was in this country was going to be extradited to Spain for crimes committed in a third country, and that was the universalization of justice that started now to be, something totally recognized. I have said to the mothers, not only the mothers of Chile, but other mothers, or disappeared or victim, and saying that we will be with you to the end of the world, to the end of time. We will not leave you alone.